Hey guys, this is Karan Birani from Mobiuscript and we're here to review the Micromax Nitro or the A310. Exclusively available online at Snapdeal for Rs 12,990, it's a mid-price smartphone with medium specs. It's got Android 4.4.2 KitKat right out of the box, which is pretty good, a 1.7 GHz Octa Core processor with 2 GB of RAM. You also have a 13 megapixel camera with autofocus and LED flash, and you've got a 5-inch 720p display. The Nitro is not particularly very thin, but it's not too thick either. It's just comfortable enough for single-handed use. It might seem a little on the heavier side given that there are plenty phones in this price range that come with a lighter configuration. Talking about single-handed use, the device comfortably sits in your hand and you can quite easily operate it using single hand. The rear panel is probably the only thing that distinguishes the device from other Micromax units. Similar to what we've seen in the Galaxy Note 3, it has a leather-like plastic panel with some pattern to provide for a nice grip and a different feel. You would also see a stitching pattern along the edges of the panel to give it the complete look. The screen is 5 inches in diagonal size and supports a resolution of 720 pixels by 1280 pixels. It's a regular TFT display with no special technology as we see in the Super LCDs or the Super AMOLEDs of the world. Though Micromax has been boasting about the fact it's an oleophobic screen, it's oil-free, it clearly does record fingerprints and smudges as you can see here. A quick tour around the device. You've got a 3.5mm headphone jack at the top, a USB 2.0 data syncing and charging port at the bottom, and you've got a volume rocker on the left hand side. At the back you've got a 13 megapixel camera with LED flash, you've got the Micromax logo right there, and that's about it. So let's just open up the rear panel and see what's at the back of the phone. It's a little difficult to open this one for some reason, but I'm sure I'll get around it. Okay, there you go. So definitely plastic, the rear panel. You've got two SIM card slots, micro SIM card slots, so it's a dual SIM phone. You have a 32GB expandable storage, so you can put in a micro SD card, and you've got a 2500 mAh battery right there. Now let's get into the software side of the thing. So it's got Android 4.4.2 KitKat right out of the box. What you see here is the lock screen. It's just got a time clock on it. But when you get a new notification, that's what happens. So it's Gmail, it's red. If it was Facebook, it would have been blue. And you can just tap onto the icon, the Gmail icon, and it'll take you right into the app. Otherwise, the home screen interface is pretty standard. It is pretty close to the stock Google Android experience. The display looks decent, nothing brilliant out here. Smooth screen transitions and animations. You've got the classic Android notification panel. Just tap there and you'll access system toggles. So you can, you can turn Bluetooth off or on, the Wi-Fi, data, location, switch profiles, and access other settings. And there you go. It's running Android 4.4.2 KitKat, and that's the proof for that. Now on the home screen, if you long press, you'll get some options. You can see all your home screens. You can add widgets, change your wallpaper, but what's brilliant here is that you can add gestures. So you can decide what happens when you pinch in with 2 fingers, when you pinch out, or when you swipe 2 fingers down. So here's a list of things that you can do. You can, let's say you want to open the app drawer or you want to open messaging app. So you can pretty much decide what happens when you pinch in or pinch out, or when you scroll, or when you do a 2-finger swipe. So you've got a bunch of wallpapers already pre-built into the Micromax Nitro, and some of them are quite nice. So you can of course change the look of your phone, download more wallpapers if you want, and change them. And of course, you'll be buying the phone to browse websites, right? So that's, you want to surf the internet and you want to see how the Micromax Nitro performs when it comes to rendering websites. So here's my website, mobiuscript.com. And the scrolling, it's quite smooth, no lag whatsoever. The website, it loaded pretty quickly as well. I can switch between different tabs. Everything's working pretty well here. Videos, I can just have a look at the YouTube video for the entire review of BlackBerry Z3 and so on and so forth. So as you can see, kinetic scrolling very well, it works fabulously on this device. No issues whatsoever, and I'm sure even if I was to pinch and zoom, but it's not, well, this website doesn't need pinch and zoom, but if I was to go to, let's say, gsmarena.com and try it out, you'd see pinch and zoom there. So there you go, the website loaded fairly quickly, very, again, smooth scrolling out there, and I don't know if I can pinch and zoom on this one, but here, let me just open an image and show you. See, it works really fast. So no complaints when it comes to browsing the web. Brilliant performance. And of course, when talking about performance, you've got to talk about the processor, the RAM, the 2D and 3D graphics of the device. And you know, we ran the performance benchmark test through ANTU, and it ranks the Nitro below the MI3. And of course, well below the S5 and the Note 3, but that's not a fair comparison. I think MI3 would be a great comparison given both of them fall under the same price bracket. So yeah, but again, MI3 is not even there under production anymore, at least not coming into India. So I still think that the Nitro is a good option in the same price range. And you can see that, you know, I've been comparing it through the MI3. You'll see that the 2D graphics, the RAM operation, and the CPU integer value for the Nitro is a little higher than the MI3. Other than that, MI3 pretty much wins the battle in all other aspects. Coming back to the software side of things, the device comes preloaded with a bunch of apps that you probably don't even need, but it's still there. So you've got Book My Show, which you would need, I guess. But then you've got Hit Out Heroes, you've got Grow Army, you've got a lot of these Micromax software that's preloaded and you're never going to be using, which is so, you know, and you can't even get rid of them. You've got SwiftKey preloaded. I'll just talk about it in a while. Other than that, you've got 8 GB of internal storage, out of which 5.68 GB is available for you to download apps and use it for multimedia. Now, coming back to SwiftKey, basically, it's a keyboard and you can glide over letters to make words. So it's a really fast way to type things out. You've got a bunch of themes that you can also basically give your device, your keyboard, a new look every day. And you know, you can even shift it for left-hand or right-handed single-handed use. Micromax has also introduced Quick Look, which is pretty much like the blink feed that you get with HTC. So you can just scroll through a lot of these news articles basis your interests, tap on one of them, read it, share it if you want, and that's pretty much about it. You can select interests basis what you like. And, you know, so you can just tap on them, activate them, and, you know, your news feed is going to refresh itself basis these interests. You can also get your Facebook and Twitter news feed here. And you have this widget that keeps telling you what are the trending apps around you at that moment. Anyway, let's talk about the camera. So you've got a 13 megapixel camera at the back with autofocus and LED flash. In the front, you have a 5 megapixel camera. The rear camera can record 1080p videos. You've got touch to focus, so you can shift focus manually if you wanted to, take a picture and then just swipe towards the left to go into the gallery or get back to your camera. You've got the normal mode, you've got live photo mode, and you've got beauty face or face beauty mode, and then you've got panorama, so you can pretty much take 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures and put them together in a wide picture. And then you've got this multi-view mode. Basically, you take pictures and just gives you this really nice picture that you can kind of animate with a slider. And you've got these toggles. You've got HDR mode. You've got flash that you can turn on or off. And here are a bunch of settings that you can play around with. So of course, you've got color effects like mono, sepia, negative, aqua. You can, you know, if you really want to use them. But then of course, I have brilliant apps that I recommend to download in my top 10 Android apps. So check them out. Okay, other than that, you've got white balance. This is something I really use, you know, depending upon how much light I have around me. Then you've got voice capture, face detection, smile shot, HDR, put the, you know, whether it's on or off, it really depends on what you want to do. You can also change continuous shot from 40 to 99 pictures at a time. And picture size, you can change that if you really want to save some space and take, you know, lower res pictures. You also have this widget that basically you can decide whether you want to take a video, a selfie, a front back photo. Just tap on one of these and it automatically launches the camera app in that mode. So that's it on the Micromax Nitro, guys. I think it's a great value for money device. If you don't have the MI3, this is definitely the phone to go for. Brilliant battery life as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.